What's going on, gentlemen? Everybody wants to know what Mitch has been doing. Yeah. Well, this is what Mitch has been doing. As you can see, been painting, putting lights, new lights in my garage, reorganizing lots of stuff, and throwing away a ton of stuff. Waiting on Snap-on to get us our new drawer slides that we've just been waiting on forever and ever and ever. All this COVID business. I ordered a new Snap-on Mr. Big last year. I'm told it'll be here in March. I don't know that I believe that. But this is what we're doing. This is the skiff barn. This is where I keep my fishing stuff, and I emptied it out. This here is about a third of the stuff that was in the drawers and on the shelves and all of that. So I moved most of the stuff out into a storage trailer that I have, and so I've been putting all this back together. This is just my drawer system here. You know, keep some fishing stuff in there, some more fishing stuff, some weights. Oh yeah, and this is the goodie drawer here. Huge fan of MirrOlure. You can see all these. It's a great bait here too. This right here, the Matrix Shad, you can't beat that, bud. I order them in the bag. You can see the big bag, it's all busted open. Mitch likes to fish. So I got to go through all of this and organize all of it. I don't know why these tissues are in here. Got some Cajun Thunders. And this is the best one you can buy. It's made by Bomber. It's got a titanium wire in it so it doesn't ever kink. I don't know why that's in there. Some people have been messing with my stuff and I don't like that, but the best floats you can buy if you're float rigging, Arrow float. A lot of the steelhead guys use these out in the Pacific Northwest. My old Fenor drawer. These are collector's items at this point, guys. You can't buy these anymore. I've had a lot of people try to buy them off of me, and I've got more than this. But these are the best. And how this works is, show you how this comes off. You can just take this spool off. It just comes off. You can see the washer in that one's all disintegrated. It's been in here so long. I'll show you a fresher one. That's one of the first ones I ever bought. You can tell by this handle. This here is a newer one. We'll pull the spool off so you can see how that comes apart. That's what makes these so great. They're very heavy though, which gets a little irritating. That's my crappie reel drawer. I don't really crappie fish anymore. This is a Daiwa Saltus with the line counter on it. It's a great reel. What is this back here? Oh yeah, the old Bantam. Yeah, need to clean all this stuff up. Yeah, that's that. Just kind of going through everything, emptying it out, getting it in piles. It's all just stuff for crappie fishing. Of course, I live on salt water and fish salt water, so I don't really crappie fish anymore. Oyster knives. This is split ring pliers. If you know what that is, it's for working on baits. Some brushes, gear tie, label maker. Oh yeah, Camp David. So this right here, Mr. Ed gave this to me. Mr. Ed worked for JFK and used to paint the grass. He was a staff writer for John F. Kennedy. He gave me that. Cool guy, real cool guy. Getting down to nothing here. Some reloading stuff. Oh, that's the bad drawer. More bad drawer. More bad drawer. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I've mounted these battery chargers on the wall. I gotta secure all these power cords and get them routed correctly and into the plug adapter here. I'm gonna install a mini split right up there in the next couple of weeks. That unit you see over on the, I'll go over here and show it to you, that you see over on the wall there, that is a dehumidifier. This building is built out of ICF and the roof deck is all spray foam. So this is takes the moisture out, so you can see that's the relative humidity in here, 39%. And I do that to try and keep all these tools and stuff from rusting, which the best trick for that is these right here. Put these in your toolbox. I'm sure I've got some in there. Yep, you can see I do. How I keep them in here. Some of these drawers, I've been putting this back together. I've had to replace all the drawer slides. You can see how this snap-on here is rusted. Now, Snap-on will warranty that, but yeah. You can see here, now I've got these Z-Rust packs in here. Keep them in here as well. So yeah, waiting on the rest of these drawer slides. Got a lot of stuff stacked on the top. It's kind of a disaster. It's very irritating to have it that way. Not a lot I can do. You can see these are the old slides, and even some of the new ones that Snap-on has sent me were jammed up tight. I mean, it's just they're telling me the reason they can't ship boxes is they can't get drawer slides, which doesn't make any sense. We've got an ESAB Rebel MP285 welder. It's an awesome welding machine. And that's all I've been doing, guys. I'm gonna put this here back together and get all my fishing stuff back in it and set up, organized. Get all of these carts emptied off and the tools put back in the box once I get drawer slides. And I mean, who knows, we may get a new toolbox before we get the drawer slides for this one. I've had a lot of people try to buy this box from me, this Black Knight edition. I've had this box since 1997, and you can see up in there, it says Black Knight. I've never even really looked at it. There's a knight there with a sword with a wrench on the end, and I don't know, it looks like a prison over there. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, guys. All of you guys calling me, texting me. Had some guy call me the other night, said he watches my videos, called me at like 9 o'clock at night wanting me to teach him about heavy haul. Bud, why you call somebody that late? I mean, I don't know what I can help you with, but come on, 9, 10 o'clock at night. The only reason I answered the phone is because I thought maybe it was a escort calling to cancel. We've had a lot of that lately. Here's my advice to all you guys wanting to be in heavy transport. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I can show you on paper right now, freight rates are down anywhere from 30 to 40% from where they were a year ago. For the month of February, our volume, we've maybe done 50% of what we should have. Peterbilt continues to fail us. The one truck, I think we've had it now 15 weeks, and if I'm not mistaken, it has been in the shop for 13 weeks of those 15 weeks. Something like that. Maybe not exactly that. It's always argue about who's going to pay for it. 30,000 miles on the truck. You know, thought we paid for it when we bought the truck, right? $250,000, we paid you, and now we're always in the middle of who's paying for the warranty. Is it Cummins? Is it Peterbilt? Is it Mitch? Is it Cummins? Is it Peterbilt? Who should it be? I thought I wrote a check for it then. I don't know, guys. I'm so disgusted with Peterbilt. There's nothing they could do that would ever get me to buy another one. And I'm telling all you guys that want to be in this business, the trucking business is not good right now. Fuel prices are still up. If you don't have a lot of capital, I suggest you don't do it. It's not worth it. Go ask Tim Gorley. Tim will tell you. Everybody else will tell you the same. Maybe some of them will tell you how they're, making 30% and that it's not their responsibility for fuel. Well, they're all full of it and they're all liars. Been, in the trucking business my entire life. And I can tell you it's good when it's good, and when it's bad, better hold on to your bootstraps because you're fixing to get it. If you got Peterbilts, you're going to get it even harder. So, and the Peterbilt guys tell me they watch all my videos. Dennis, you told me that a week ago, right? Or 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry, bud. I send you pictures of the trucks broke down, and y'all tell me, well, you got to pay $65,000 a piece more for the new ones that are coming. Really? Why? Why would we do that? Why would anybody do that? It's not a thing to do, guys. So, and see, there's a text message coming. That's probably from Gil. Nope. Anyway, fellas, this is not about trucking. Have people want to know what I've been doing. I'm going to show y'all how I put all this together in a little series of videos. Schaefer's, I'm a fan of Schaefer's. Brake clean, spray gel lubricant. Always have lube, bud. That's important. So yeah, that's what Mitch has been doing. So we'll probably make a video of installing that mini split. We just repainted all of this. And I'm probably going to put carpet down in the floor. In my last garage, what I did is I put commercial carpet, and that's that dehumidifier that keeps turning off and on. I put commercial carpet. We didn't glue it down. We just loose laid it and seamed it together. That way, if we ever needed to pull it up, we could. And my pulling skiff fits in here nice and perfect. And, I like to fish. I like to fish, I like to hunt, I like to eat good, and I like to look at my wife. Not yours, but mine. It's been a hard month, guys, I can tell you that. I don't know what to tell you. We've been broke down so much. I've had trucks literally sitting, waiting on loads and then the load cancel. And then I book another one, and then it cancel again. 5 loads back-to-back cancel on trucks. I've had trucks sitting in Wyoming, 2 of them sitting in Wyoming for a week because of the snow and ice. I've had, so the mini deck, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I loaded him. So it was that Trail King being worked on. And Trail King is a good company, guys. You should do business with Trail King. They stand behind their product. Do they have problems? Of course they do. But they fix them. And they don't argue about who's going to pay for it or what the deal is. It doesn't matter. They stand behind their product. And I can tell you, all of my future trailers will be from Trail King for that reason. And they're good people. Very good people. So we had a trailer, the mini deck needed some warranty work taken care of. So we rolled it in there last Friday, two Fridays ago. Yeah, 2 Fridays ago. Today's Sunday. Rolled it in there 2 Fridays ago. They said we can get it in Monday morning. So Monday morning they put it in the bay. They did everything they needed to do. And we picked it up Tuesday morning. So Johnny, who is 7 foot tall, Johnny's 7 foot tall and drives a 389. That's a big dude. Johnny, I booked him a load for our regular customer of ours, just great first-class customer. I'm truly grateful for this lady. She treats us with respect, pays her bill on time. If there's ever an issue, she and I are in an agreement. Let's work it out right now. We don't kick the can down the road. She's great customer. She says, and I knew that load was sitting there. I saw it. And I didn't want to book it until I knew the trailer was ready to go. It was a crane load. And I call her. She says, please go get it. So I sent the truck. Sent the truck to Fargo, North Dakota. It's a couple 100 miles from Mitchell. And she calls me in a panic and says, the load's not 12 wide. It's really 15 wide. And it's 2 pieces. And it's got 2 stops. All right, no worries. It's not overweight. It's not heavy. It only weighs like 10,000. But it's wide. So she said, how much more is it going to be? I said, I'm only going to charge you for the additional escorts. Because we only needed an escort on the first part in Oklahoma. I said, we'll bill you cost plus. Always put a plus on there. Don't do this just cost business. If you're in the just cost business, you're out of business. So we did cost plus the additional escorts. So Johnny gets there Tuesday afternoon and loads. And then the roads close. I-29's closed from Fargo on into South Dakota and wherever else. I don't know. So I'm just like, well, Johnny. Now, granted, before Johnny went to Mitchell, he unloaded in St. George, Utah. And a quarter mile from where he unloaded, we were scheduled to pick up another machine and move it to Las Vegas. We already paid for all these permits, but his trailer was broke, couldn't disconnect. So, let's deadhead that mother to Mitchell, spend all that money, pay Johnny to do that, let him sit, waste some time, make 0 revenue. So anyway, Tuesday loads, the roads are froze. Wednesday, the roads are froze. Thursday, the roads are froze. Friday, we're clear to go. I said, all right, Johnny, go ahead and get to Yankton, South Dakota. And once you get to Yankton, I'll have you an escort set up to run you the rest of the way to where you're going. So all that's scheduled. And then I get a text Friday night, late. Some expletives. Well, I'll just read it to you. I don't mind saying expletives. Let's see what it says. Let's get my texter out here. It says, Friday at 7:24 p.m. I'll let you see it. Fucking guy in South Dakota just canceled. His cars broke down. Great. Just brings this week to a glorious ending. I'm on it. Best pilot car company in the country as far as I'm concerned. So come Saturday morning, I text Johnny at 6 a.m. his time. Your escorts broke down, they're working on it. And in 10 minutes, Johnny replies and says, they found another one. I'm waiting on him to get here. It was 30 more minutes, waited. Escort shows up, they get rolling. So then we get into Kansas. And the route, we're permitted for 15 wide, or maybe 1510. I don't remember. Maybe it's one of those two. So then we get into Kansas, and Johnny calls me and says, I can't go down this road on the route. It's not wide enough. So this is on the weekend. The DOT office is closed. I'm like, just figure it out. You're not heavy or nothing. Just y'all find a way. So he did. Because he's a good man and he does a good job. Got a really solid crew right now. I mean, a really solid crew right now. Very proud of all those guys. True professionals. They know what they're doing. So he gets going, and that's it, guys. That's, those are the kind of problems you're going to have. And everybody thinks that the oversize is glorious. And look, it's a love-hate thing. You either love it or you hate it, or it's both. And I love it and hate it. Probably do it till I die, which probably don't have much longer to live anyway, but probably do it till I die as long as I got good people. And right now, I got my guys are, they're solid. They're solid 9.5s. They are awesome. They do good. They know what they're doing. I'm proud of them. I don't know what else to say about that, but I can't mentor some of you guys into being in this industry. If you don't, you either, this is a go, no-go business. And I can tell you, I've been through an extraordinary amount of drivers that think they know that think they want to do the heavy transport business until they figure out how hard it is to read some of the routes on the permits. And it's not my job or dispatch's job to route you. If you have to rely on the dispatch office to route you, you shouldn't be doing it. It's not for you. You should be able to read your route, program it into either your GPS or into the routing software that you use, or write it down and follow by the signs, which I think is the best route. You can also use a program called EnRoute that works really well. That's a pretty good one. Hammer is also a good one. You can program the route in that. That's a very good GPS app to do. You can even do that from the website and program that into Hammer, same as EnRoute, and then text it to yourself or email it to yourself, and you have a route. You can import it into your device, and you're off and running. But if you can't stay en route, and you're not willing to sweat, and you're not willing to lift heavy chains and throw a tarp every once in a while, or drive in the snow and ice, or sit and wait on escorts or permits or the police or whatever, then you shouldn't do this, because it's not for those types of guys. This is not like dry van to where you're going to bump a dock, swing a door, and haul ass and race everywhere. You can't do that. It just doesn't work. You can make a lot of money, but you got to save that money, because just like my guys will tell you, some of these guys have weeks that are like, holy shit, that's a big week. And then they might get a week that they might not get hardly anything, because they've sat and waited so long. Or you've been running this particular piece now for 3 weeks, and you know, they can take a draw against that load. We'll pay them a draw if they want that. We don't let them go hungry or starve or get in a bad situation. All they got to do is ask and say, hey, I need a draw against this load, and they get it. That'll be in their account when they get up Friday morning. But if you think that you're going to go in the heavy transport business and it's going to be glorious, and you're going to drive big Peterbilts with big 8-inch stovepipe stacks and all that, and all these beautiful trucks and big giant trailers and trailer truck, the whole rig's got 40 tires on it. Remember, that's 40 tires you got to keep up with. I mean, just like we had one of ours, the airline come off and locked all of the brakes up on the trailer and flat spotted 16 tires to where they all had to be replaced. Guys, that's $10,000. And that's not, well, we'll get to it one day. That's, you got to do it now. You know, flat spotting the tires to where you have steel showing or a big hole in the tire. It's not a dry van. But anyway, to the fellow that called me the other night, I don't know what I can tell you. I don't suggest you get in the heavy transport business. You know, unless you got $500,000 to put in a rig that you're not going to owe any money on, your insurance is going to be astronomical, because you have to use escorts. They're going to charge you through the nose. You won't be paying $7,500 a rig per year like a dry vanner will. It just won't happen. And if there's a heavy transport company that has that, it's because they're lying on their application saying they don't use escorts and pilots. But something's going to happen sooner or later, just like with me, when the lady run into the track on the excavator, I'm sitting still, she runs into it, they sue. So what's the insurance company do? They wrote her a $17,000 check, and she was at fault. So whose insurance does that go against? That goes against mine, right? So my advice to you is, unless you have a lot of capital that you want to put on the line and put at risk to maybe make a lot of money or maybe not, it's not a 1-year deal. It's not a 2-year deal. You're going to have to do it a long time before you see a return on investment. You're going to have to do it so long that all of your equipment that you either financed or paid for, you've recouped all of your, through depreciation or what have you, you've recouped all of that CapEx, and you've got that back. Now you're going to have to refurbish your trailer. So you're going to spend $50,000 or $60,000 going through and relining, rewiring, retire, rebearing, all new seals, you know, new tires, all of that get up, new lights, whatever that cost. Probably costs more than $50,000 or $60,000. All new decking, probably going to need to buy all new chains and binders, which is crazy. Chains and binders are double now what they used to be 2 years ago. I don't know why. And they break now. I mean, we buy new ones and the binder snaps in half. And this is all U.S. made stuff, you know, certified, stamped USA, whatever that means anymore. So guys, I'm not ranting and complaining. I'm just telling you the facts. This is how it is. Don't do it. If you got that much capital, go do something else to where you're not on the line. Because here's my real advice to you. And this is why I can't get behind the wheel of a truck anymore. I mean, I guess I can if I want to, but I'm not, because it doesn't matter if you're an LLC, a C Corp, a S Corp, whatever you want to be, sole proprietor, whatever. The minute that you, the owner of that company, are driving that rig and you have an accident, the corporate veil is not going to protect what you have. Because you were the driver, you're the one liable, in addition to your company that you own. So instead of them just suing the company and it stopping there, they're going to sue you personally as well. And I don't know about you, but I'm a middle-aged guy. I've worked hard all my life, and I've done fairly well for myself, and I don't plan on giving it up to some half-assed lawyer representing somebody that, because they see his name on a billboard that says, "You're in a truck wreck, we fight." Ron Scholes and all of those worthless assholes. Man, I hunt with some of these people. Some of these lawyers, they sue people for the dumbest things. I don't know what else to tell you. It's not a good system, guys. The American system, and I'm not saying I'm not a proud American, but let's be honest. You go out here and you bust your ass to haul all of these products, as we move a lot of cat stuff, a lot of cat shit. We shovel cat shit every week. It's not the greatest paying freight. But if we're somewhere and we need to grab something to get somewhere else, we move cat shit. We shovel it at the litter box every week. Gil's hauling a 980 right now to Rock Springs, Wyoming, where we'll likely be shut down for snow. His truck, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to stay focused here. But this is my advice, and if you can read between the lines, and if you could hear it in my passion, understand, don't do it. Unless you just can't help yourself, and you like bruises and pain and sleepless nights and big paychecks and then no paycheck and then maybe go 2-3 months without a paycheck. I don't know. Better have some capital, right? Or when you make those big checks, you better stack that up, right? So let me give you an example. Gil's truck. We took delivery, I want to say March 16 of last year. So the day he picked it up, it started kicking ABS and wheel speed codes. Peterbilt couldn't fix it. It's been in 4 or 5 rush shops. It's been in GTG. I don't remember what the other one's called. The Pete Store, maybe. The Pete Store is the best place to deal with. I can tell you that. They open at 6 a.m., close at midnight. They're very, very proactive with their customers, and that's my experience. Maybe yours is different, but that's been my experience. The Pete Store in Baltimore, Maryland, first-class guys. They'll tell you a price on what it's going to be, and then when they come back with the bill, it's going to be less than that price. It's been my experience. It has not been that way with other stores. So, he picked his truck up, fault codes. Nobody can fix them. Every time he's pulling a hill, he gets high temp warning on his drive axles, which that's in every Peterbilt we have. They get up to 250, and that's probably not an issue. I don't think it's an issue. But he complains about it, and I get tired of hearing it, but, he's telling me, hey, boss, this is what's wrong with the truck, and you need to know this. So he's doing his job, right? So I tell Peterbilt, what does Peterbilt say? Yeah, it's not a big deal, whatever. Okay, fine. It'll be a big deal when something happens to the rear end and they say your 750,000 mile rear end warranty is void. Will it be a big deal? Who will be paying for it? Mitch will. Which means you will if you're in this business, right? And I don't know. I think we have Eaton rear ends. I don't remember. I have to look at my spec. And we have a great spec. I spec those trucks out. It works great when they work. And then he can't fill his fuel tanks up above 3/4 full. Because if he does, it's, as he's driving down the road, the driver's side starts overflowing diesel fuel, spilling it on the truck and on our load. And so what does Peterbilt say? We've never heard of that. We'll go do a Google search. It's all over. You know, it's happening. It's been happening. Lots of people have that. Peterbilt, we've never heard of that, man. We don't know what to tell you. That's something, that's new. It's new, just like the new truck. So that's still an issue. You can't fill his fuel tanks all the way up. Which is not a big deal. We carry a lot of fuel. And we can buy fuel anywhere we want. We have accounts with everybody. You know, they don't have to, pay for it. And we have fuel fleet accounts with everybody. So, well, where I'm going with this is these Peterbilts, the Cummins, it's not a Peterbilt issue. Or is it? I don't know. Peterbilt installed the Cummins in the frame. And we all know I don't like Cummins. I mean, I've had a lot of Cummins. I used to have so many L10 Cummins and brand new ones. Just, they'll push oil out the blow-by tube from brand new. And they'll tell you, well, that's just the rivets and the rocker arms that cause that. Well, why is that my problem, bud? We bought a brand new truck here. It shouldn't be happening. And the DOT, when it sees oil going on the ground, they want to out of service our rig. So with the Cummins, you're going to add a gallon of antifreeze every month because it's going to ingest it or whatever. Whatever it's doing with it. You're putting it in the little tank up on top of the radiator and it's making it go away. We don't get that money back, right? Now you're going to say, well, man, that's not that much money and that's just, consumable. Is it really a consumable? Or is it something wrong with Cummins? You tell me. So anyway, about 2 weeks ago, we send Gil. We rolled him deadhead about 200 miles to Dubuque, however you say it, Iowa, to pick up a stretch load for a big steel tank. So we get there and they want to load at 5:30 in the morning. Now it's snowing like crazy, ice everywhere. They get us in the building, got to be stretched out and back up. There's never any room. Gets in there, can't take it. Because they don't want to put something underneath the tank. So what do? They cancel it out. So I book him on a John Deere load down in Davenport. I said, well, run down to Davenport and grab a Deere load. On the way, he calls me, says, I'm blowing oil everywhere. What do you mean you're blowing oil? So he sends me pictures. There's oil coming out of the turbo, oil coming out of the EGR. It's everywhere. I'm like, holy shit. I said, check, see how much oil's in the truck and how far are you from Davenport. I'm about 30 miles. So I called GTG Peterbilt in Davenport. Really nice guys. They're just doing their job. It's not their fault, right? I know that. So I send the truck in there. He said, dude, I can't get to it till next Wednesday. This is Friday or Thursday or Friday. I said, okay. I said, Gil, you want me to fly you home? No. So I put him in a hotel. We have a CLC account, so, corporate lodging, and I can just schedule it, and we get a great rate and all that good shit, and they direct bill the company. If you're in this business, you should probably have that. So they are open till midnight. Well, they said they couldn't start on it till Wednesday. Well, they started on it that day. And he says, you got a bad EGR cooler. He says, I'm waiting on Cummins to approve it. Okay, why do we have to wait on Cummins to approve it? Well, your truck's got 94,000 miles on it, and its in-service date is like March. I said, it's still in warranty, which the Cummins warranty would be 250,000 miles. So, calls back, it's all approved. They're shipping us a new updated EGR cooler, red label, but I don't expect it until Tuesday. I said, all right, fine. So they put that on. I said, while the truck is there, can you at least try and fix these friggin' wheel sensors that nobody else can? Well, guess what? These guys managed to get them fixed. He said, dude, the only thing that was wrong with them is they were out of adjustment. So when the truck's finished, he says, we got a bill for you. I said, what do you mean you got a bill for me? I had lost my cool and chewed this guy's ass out because I'm so tired of, at the end of every Peterbilt visit, we've got a bill for warranty. Now, I know it's not the people that work there. They're just doing what corporate tells them because that's their job. So my beef is not with them, it's with Peterbilt. It doesn't say Mitch on the side of the building or on the side of the hood. It says Peterbilt. And I took it to a Peterbilt store that also says Cummins on the wall. Did my part. And paid for the truck. So this, after I eat his ass up, because I said, I ain't fucking paying it. It was like $300. I said, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of this bullshit. Y'all do what you want. I'm not paying for that. It's just not happening. And he felt so bad. He said, if you will send me paperwork that shows that other Peterbilt shops have worked on this, I will go to bat for you and get this credited back to you. He says, I don't want us to look like the bad guy because we're not. I said, I don't think you're a bad guy. You got our truck in there fast. You fixed it. You did what you said. You did faster than what you promised, and I'm grateful for that. But these bills that I keep having to pay for something that's under warranty is just bullshit. It's straight up bullshit. And the guy goes, you would not believe the sporty conversations I have to be in with every manufacturer we deal with over stupid stuff like this. It's not your fault. You're caught up in the middle of it. I don't know what else to do. He says, I'm going to release your truck to you, but I have to eat this unless you can provide me proof that you have been to other shops to get this fixed. I said, well, bud, you're not going to have to eat it. So I give him my credit card number. I paid him $300 and I sent him all the stuff. He said, I'll get your credit coming. I have yet to see that credit. Maybe he sent it. I don't know. But my point is if you're going to do this, you're going to run a spreadsheet or whatever, and you're going to say, man, I make all this money on this load, until you go pay all these manufacturers to fix stuff that is broken, that should be warranty, that's not. And then see, what really hurts with all of that is the downtime. Because downtime, you're not only losing what you paid to fix it, you're losing all the revenue. There's 365 days in the year. There's only so many loads that truck can move. And for every one of those days that you miss, that's a loss to you. So that makes your CapEx expense for that year that much more per each moved load. And if you don't understand what that means, don't go getting in debt to be in this, because it's way beyond what you need to be doing. So anyway, guys, that's my advice to you. For those of you that are going to do it, my hat's off to you. If you know how to move this stuff and you're a professional at doing it, you can make a very good living. You will have headaches. You already know that because you've done this long enough to know that. You're going to bleed and you're going to smile. At the end of the day, you're going to say, holy shit, what did I pick this load up for? And then there's going to be loads that you're saying, wow, that one was easy. And then there's going to be loads that you say, that's just an easy, normal load that's going to be a total motherfucker. It's going to fight you the whole way. And at the end of it, you're just going to want to kick it off in the ditch and say, fuck it, I quit. That's heavy transport for you. There's my advice for you guys. Anyway, that's all I got. This video is stupid long. This is my garage. And you want to know what I'm doing? I'm not cooking. I am, I've got one truck running today. You know, Wayne's awesome. True professional. Wayne come to work for me through Junior. CJ Specialized. Awesome dude, right? You guys know who he is. Friday, Wayne unloaded Friday morning. Guy said, can you move this crane? Yes. But we can't be there till 3:30 or 4. No problem. As long as you're here by 5, we'll load you. So what do? We haul ass to Birmingham, Alabama. Buy these permits that are really expensive. And he calls and says, we've decided to go home early. You'll have to get it Monday. So what do? We set all weekend now. We bought those permits. Some of them are only good for 2 days. Guys, some of these permits are thousands of dollars a piece. There you go. All right, guys. Have a good day. Go look at a hot brunette. Have a good steak. We'll see you later.